Hey guys, it's Bacon here to do a movie review for Pray for the Devil. Um, but not pray, but pray, like Prey. So it's like a play on words or whatever. Fuck that. Um, so this movie's directed by a guy named Daniel Stam. He did a movie 12 years ago, I think, called The Last Exorcism, and it's like a found footage movie with exorcist elements to it. And it was done at the like found footage boom when every movie had to be found footage at least every month. You know, after Cloverfield, that shit just blew the fuck up. Movies like Quarantine and Paranormal Activity came out, and they made a lot of money. They were very low budgeted, and this is how I first initially heard of this guy. And I really haven't thought of that movie since, actually, since this movie came out. Um, so the plot of this film is that there's this nun called Sister Anne, um, and she's played by Jacqueline Byers, um, who's okay in the movie. I didn't really mind her. I didn't think she was amazing or anything, but she was fine. She did her job, and she's in this school, and she comes toe to toe with a demon who she's interacted with before in the past, who actually took over her mother's spirit before uh, very unfortunate things happened to her in her childhood. And the movie kind of centers around the relationship that she has with this demon. Not that they're like buddies or anything, but like the ties that they have, and that uh, leads her to actually be the first student of an exorcism class. Um, oh yeah, and I gotta say the story of this movie. They start off by saying that in 2018 there was an exorcist boom, that every like people were just being fucking taken over by demons all around the world. So instead of the exorcism school just being in the Vatican, it was spread throughout the entire world. And then it centers into this school where this girl Sister Anne's in, and it's basically the X Mansion from X Men. Like it's like it's like I felt like I was watching X Men at some point. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Where's the jet? You know, where's Wolverine coming out and the shit? And then when I made that joke, fucking a guy who he's played by Colin Salmon. His name's Father Quinn. He's the teacher of these courses, and he's basically Professor X. Like he's got it down to the accent and to everything else. Like I was watching this thinking, if this dude takes the Professor X role in the MCU, I would not be mad whatsoever, because he does like a perfect Patrick Stewart type thing. Like he has that vibe. Um, yeah, and this movie was just really silly. Like it's very stupid. Um, they're they're things that don't really make sense. The demon doesn't really have a real motivation as to why he's just solely interested in the main character of the movie, and that really takes it down a whole lot for me, because I would like to at least be given an explanation as to why this demon is really interested in her. Because if you see the trailer, like it's like let me in, and like let me in, like he does all that shit, and you're like, why? Like, can you say why? And then they kind of give you like an explanation for it, I guess, but it's not really that good, to be honest. It still doesn't make sense. This whole movie is just a mess, and not in a good way. But there's still enjoyable parts to it because of how silly it gets. Like there's deaths that happen in this movie that is just really dumb. Uh, and things really just happen for no reason, it seems. So I would say if you're like into really stupid horror movies, to like give this a watch in Netflix, because it's not really worth watching it in the theater. Although I wanted to give it a chance because I was familiar with the director, and he's fine, and I kind of like watching people. Oh, I've seen that person's stuff before. Let me see. This is a lost gem, and I wouldn't say this is very much a lost gem. This is more like something that you would watch on Netflix with someone else and just have a good time. But I'm gonna really let you know that you've probably seen this type of horror movie hundreds of times before. Like there's nothing really new here. There's nothing to really like delve into and talk about and get into a deep discussion. There are positive parts to this movie in the sense that there are moments of compassion with certain characters, like the therapist and Sister Anne herself, the main character, and the little girl who's being exorcised in the movie as well, and certain other characters as well. But other than that, this movie is really just like baseless. There's like really no reason why anybody should watch this at the theater right now. It's not it's not it's not really doing well at the box office either. I saw that Black Adam's still beating it. So yeah, there's that. Um and yeah, it's just not really it's not really a movie with substance whatsoever. It's just a movie that it's just there and it's gonna leave. And that's my review. So, what you think about this movie? Have you seen it? Put it on the comments below and give me your rating. I give this 2 bacon strips. It's undercooked, definitely. I love you guys. Press a like, subscribe. Goodbye.